record for those ladies who couldn't be on tonight, so I can post a recording. But if this is your first time on, welcome to the Fit for His Glory Sisters call. I see lots of new faces. I'm literally just going to do a shout out. I see Hannah and Brooke. Hey, Brooke. Elaine, if you're not new and I'm saying you're new, I'm sorry. Ashley, Erica, I don't know, people who I haven't seen before. So welcome to the team. I'm so excited that you're here. It just makes me so happy. So for those of you who are new, this is our team call. We have a team call about 2 to 3 times a month. Typically you're going to hear from me on that first Monday of the month. We'll kick things off for like what's happening that month. So that will be next week. And then 1 to 2 other times during the month, we'll have kind of a guest speaker. And so I'm just going to put everyone on mute only because sometimes the sound back can kind of be weird. Okay. So, but what I was saying is that 2 other times a month we'll have a guest speaker. So someone who is really experienced and great at what they're doing, they'll come and they'll speak to us about a particular topic. And so tonight I'm really excited to have one of our own, Anna Bay, speaking. Before I dive into her topic and kind of introduce her and let her take it away though, I just want to remind you guys, we have 1 more day left in the month. March is almost over. And I know it's like, if you're like me, I'm like, whoa, where did this month go? But then I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. We've been quarantined for like 2 weeks. That's where it went. And April is going to be, have you guys seen the meme that's going around? And it's like, it's like, it's going to be May, you know, from Justin Timberlake. And I don't know, it's cracking me up. Anyways, not funny if you haven't seen it. But that's when we'll all see each other again. Not us here, but like in our communities, whatever. So anyways, obviously a really big month coming up because we have the launch of 10 rounds. So as you guys just kind of round out the month, don't take your foot off the gas. I know that a lot of times I talked in our team page, I've kind of beat this like a dead horse, but you know, if you listen to the call this morning with Carl Deichler, it was so encouraging and really got me fired up. But people are signing up for Beachbody On Demand, whether it's through us or not. Beachbody On Demand is up 300%. From typical like signups that they have. The week before, so last Sunday, we had the most people ever use Beachbody On Demand, and then we broke that record this past Saturday. They're estimating about 1 million people worked out on Beachbody On Demand on Saturday between the free workouts and actual Beachbody On Demand, which is incredible. So that just tells you that people are doing these programs and they're trying them out. And so just be thinking about, you know, what we offer is so much different than any other on-demand platforms. I purposely have signed up for some of the free platforms that are out just because I'm nosy and want to see what they're all about. I signed up for Les Mills. I signed up for Peloton because they've got free stuff going on right now. I've done Tone It Up before. Every single one of those platforms are just one-off workouts. It's, hey, here's a 25-minute upper body workout. Here's a 30-minute lower body workout. You know, none of them are curated programs like what Beachbody offers. So you're hopping on, you're doing a quick workout, but they're not curated together where you're literally starting here and in 6 weeks you're building up. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that is really, really special to Beachbody and what we do. The other thing is none of those platforms have coaches. Those people don't have someone who's in their corner who says, hey, I'm going to help you get results. And so I just want to encourage you guys, like if you've got people who are signing up for the $15 a month because maybe in a month they think they might be going back to the gym, or maybe you've got people who just want to jump on the quarterly, like serve those people, help them get results, because you may be surprised how many of those people on the other side of all of this decide that they want to stick with you and they don't want to go back to the gym because they get results from this amount of time they're going to be home. So at least for the amount of time that you have to serve them really well and help them get results. But I just say all of that to say, sorry, anybody, not trying to steal your time, but I say all that to say, don't take your foot off the gas. I know that it feels like you just kind of want to like clam up and hide. But now we all know that we at least have another month of this, maybe longer. And so at this point, we just have to find our new normal and serve people and show up and give them our best right now, because I don't know about you guys, but Facebook and Instagram are just full of a lot of negativity right now. So if we can be hope dealers and be light in this dark place, I just think we have a really cool opportunity right now. Use the extra time you have to grow, to learn, take courses on things you don't know a lot about. If Instagram is, tough for you, you can't figure out the algorithms or how to post or what to post, take some free courses. A lot of companies are offering free courses right now. Use this time to really learn. Watch YouTube videos from top coaches. I'm constantly looking up, even if I don't really care for the person, but I know that they're really good at what they do, I'll be typing in their name and inviting and just whatever keyword I want to learn about on YouTube. And I found tons of trainings that way. So just soak in this time and use it. I know for me, before me and Brian had kids, I had so much more extra time, which I know a lot of you are like, I have no time. Wait till you have children. Then you don't have time. But I used to just use extra time we had, and I was just constantly wanting to learn. And that's what will really help set you apart and help you kind of grow in this business. So all of that to say, someone who's done a really great job of doing that, who hit the ground running, is Anna Bay. So little background story on Anna Bay is that she got incredible, she'll probably tell you her story, but I want to introduce her. She got incredible results by herself. This girl had done, 21 Day Fix, over and over and over again, and lost tons of weight. She'll tell you about it. But she did this alone. She didn't have a coach. She coached herself. And she came to me and was like, look, I've already gotten amazing results with Beachbody. I love Beachbody. And now I just want to share it with people. And so month 1, girl hit Success Club. And what are we, 13 months in as a coach? She hasn't missed Success Club 1 month. She's 15. Hit Success Club. Yeah, 15 months straight. So she's headed for Success Club All-Star, 24 months, almost. Legacy, yeah. So
Courtney knows, she's in it with me.
Yeah, Courtney and Anna Bay signed up the same month, and both of them have hit Success Club every single month that they have been a coach. Anna Bay will probably say this, but why is this important? Because I know you guys are wondering that. Because every month getting fresh new people in your groups is what's going to move you forward in this business. And so I'll let Anna Bay take it away, but clearly she has something that we can learn from, because she's been able to recruit and bring on people. And let me say this really quickly too, because I think there's false information out there sometimes. Anna Bay didn't come to this with hundreds of thousands of followers. She became a coach in a town where she's a military wife. She doesn't know a whole lot of people. This isn't someone who was the mayor of her town and knows all these people. So I'm saying that to say, I think there's misconceptions out there. People think, oh, well, you just have lots of friends. I'm sure you do have lots of friends, Anna Bay, but you get my point. Okay, I'm gonna let Anna Bay take it away.
No, that's so true. And that's actually something I was going to hit on, is because, that is a huge misconception. Is it oh, well, you already had all these people lined up, ready to sign up. And that is totally not the case at all. But to start with, so I'll just give y'all a little bit more of a background if y'all haven't, a lot of y'all are new. So if you haven't heard my story before, so I signed up with Beachbody, random Facebook ad 4.5 years ago. I was engaged, heaviest weight, sat in my closet crying because I was like, there's no way I can get married like this. This is insane. And I just saw an ad on Facebook. So fun fact, sometimes ads on Facebook work, that hey, want to lose 15 pounds before your wedding? And I was like, that sounds amazing. Yes, I don't even care what it is. Sign me up. And this was back when it was just DVDs, no bod, if you can imagine. And I signed up with 21 Day Fix, and I did those DVDs over and over and over and over. And then I finally bought, actually, I'm just going to be real honest, I think I bought a bootleg version. Well, my husband bought a bootleg option, because that's Keith. If y'all know Keith, that is 100% Keith, of 21 Day Fix Extreme. I don't think he knew it was bootleg, but it was. And I did 21 Day Fix Extreme over and over and over and over for 3 years until I signed up with Caroline and finally got Beachbody On Demand. So, that was my story. My coach, after she got married, she just kind of, she wasn't a bad coach. She was what I needed at the time, but there wasn't a lot of check-ins. There wasn't a constant challenge group like we have always going on. There wasn't a virtual gym. It was just the Sweating for the Wedding challenge group that ended. And when people got married, they got out of it, and that was it. So, I just was already a billboard, walking billboard for Beachbody. Absolutely loved it. Was already sharing about it. You can scroll way back on my Instagram and see where I had posted a couple of my before and afters because I was just so stinking proud of myself. And so I finally, when I came across Caroline and realized that you could do this and share Jesus with people at the same time, like a glass of wine and a couch conversation with my husband later, I was like, okay, I guess I'm doing this thing. And haven't looked back since, and I have loved every single second of it. I have been like so grateful for the community that this has brought me, because like Caroline, Courtney, Shay, and Aaron know, like, whew, especially this past year, I've needed them more than anything. So I'm just really, really thankful, and I'm thankful I can be on here tonight and share with y'all just some stuff that I've learned, because yes, I've hit Success Club 15 months in a row, but they know I am the queen of procrastinating until about the last 2 days to do it sometimes. But with that being said, that's because I've made it a non-negotiable since day one. Like, okay, Caroline explained Success Club. I'm like, that's what I'm doing. I don't really understand it yet, but I'm hitting Success Club. 3 people a month. Got it. This is what's going to happen. Got my dry erase markers out, started writing potential people down, and every time I would hit 2 Success Club points, hit a person, I would write a person's name down, because they're people. They're not just points. So that's how I got started. That was my goal, was my dry erase board on my office wall, 3 people a month, every single month. And here's why I made it a non-negotiable, because number one, if I'm hitting Success Club, I'm paying for my products. And that was my number one goal, was to be able to pay for my Shakeology and my Energize. Because let's be honest, we need those 2 things every single day of our life. Those were my 2 essential things. Those are the 2 things that I could not justify buying unless I was bringing in some kind of income. Now, Keith would have let me do it anyways, because he's just amazing like that. But I have never not worked, but I love being a stay-at-home mama. So to me, to justify being able to buy these products for myself, for my workouts, I had to be paying for my products. So that was my first goal. And then 2, that meant I was helping 3 people a month. And that's why I really got into this, not for the money, but to help other people get the same kind of results and the same freedom that I've experienced through these programs. And so if I'm helping 3 people a month, then I am doing what I said I was going to do, and my why is still staying the same. And when you do that, you're bringing in, like Caroline, just like Caroline was saying, you're bringing in new blood to your groups, and that is so important. And I think every single leader on here with their own virtual gym can justify that, or speak to that. Is your virtual gym may get a little dead, and then when you start getting in new challengers and they're excited, and it re-excites the people who signed up a year ago and we're starting to kind of jump off the bandwagon. And it's just so important to keep morale up, to just get those new excited people in there. It's the same thing. I was in a sorority in college. Same thing. Every year, everybody gets so excited about their sorority and realizes how much they loved it all over again every time you get that new pledge class in. And it's like getting a new tiny little pledge class every single month, bringing in those new challengers, and it just re-excites everyone. And it's just so much fun to have that. So those are 2 reasons why it should be non-negotiable, is because you're paying for your products, and probably a little bit more depending on what you're getting every month, but you're at least paying for your product. So it's making it worth it. It's making that $15 a month that you're paying worth it. And then you're getting new people. You're helping new people. So you're on the business side, it's helping. And then on the why we are really here, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're helping people. So that's why it should be a non-negotiable. So a few things I wrote down of how to hit it. Why? Because I get so many people I just don't even know how to start. I don't know how to hit Success Club. I don't, like Caroline was saying, people think, well, I don't know anybody. Okay. So let me tell you a little bit about when I started. So my sister is huge in a different MLM. She makes a ton of money doing it. But here's the thing. I had no warm market when I started this, because I just looked like I was just doing what she was doing, even though I had been doing Beachbody programs for much longer than she had been doing her MLM. But as far as coaching and trying to get out there and help other people, my warm market was kind of dead, because it's really weird when your sister comes behind you and she's already gotten 99% of your hometown signed up under what she's doing. So we went to the same high school, all those people. She even had people from my age in high school signing up with her. So it was just I didn't have that fresh, warm market that everyone kind of has if nobody else that they know are doing it. And plus, let's be honest, there's a ton of Beachbody coaches. So even if somebody wasn't signed up with my sister for this other thing, they may have already known a Beachbody coach. And like Caroline said, I'm a military wife, so I don't have just old friends in town that already trust me and love me and have known me since I was 5 and that I can sign up under me. So that really wasn't the case. So I had to really get out of my comfort zone and start those conversations and start reaching out to people, but not in like a cold, weird way, because nobody likes that, but in a genuine, like, let's have these conversations type of way. So yeah, I didn't know a bunch of people. I didn't have a ton of followers. I had started like a blog account, which is my Instagram now, that has turned into my fitness Instagram, and I still have my normal Instagram, and I still post on both, and it's really weird, but it works. And I don't have like 5,000 plus followers on either of them, but it works. I don't know how, but it works. So don't feel like if you have 300 followers, y'all, that's 300 people. That is 300 people watching what you're doing. Like, imagine 300 people hanging out in your house listening to you. That's a lot of people, but social media has just warped our brains so much into thinking that you're not important unless you have like over 1,000 people watching you on social media. And that is just so not true. I had somebody tell me, well, I don't feel like I can coach because I don't feel like I have enough people, following me on a daily basis. I'm like, okay, but how are you talking to the people that you do have? Like, how are you serving the people that you do have right in front of you? Because they're there for a reason. They're following you for a reason. So how can you benefit and love on them just because they're there? They're watching your stories. If you have 50 people on an average watching your stories every day, they obviously aren't annoyed with you yet. All I'm saying, like, that's why I tell my girls, they all know, like, if you've got girls watching your stories, like, that's not a cold market because they're watching your stories. They're obviously not annoyed. That's a great place to start. And to start inviting people. So, but one thing is show up for yourself, y'all. Like, you cannot sell what you're not doing. If you're not showing up for yourself, if you're not getting results yourself, if you're not loving the program that you're doing, like if you're not loving the program that you're doing, it's showing on your face when you're posting your workout, switch programs. Like, we have a million to choose from for that reason. It's okay if you're not doing the newest thing that comes out. It's totally fine. A couple months ago, I started the work and I did it for a week and I was like, negative. This is not for me. I was mad. I was angry about it. I woke up like ticked off that I had to do it. Keith, on the other hand, loved it. Awesome. Good for you. Nope, not for me. So I was on my Instagram. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore because I hate it. So I'm going to switch to something else that I like because I don't like this anymore. And it makes people respect you because you're being honest with them. And that's what they want. They want people to be honest with you. So show up for yourself. Be consistent with yourself. Get results yourself. That is something that did help me, was because I did have 3 years of consistency already and people knew that, but that doesn't mean you have to have 3 years. You can have a month of consistency, and that's showing consistency. Whether I'm mad that I didn't start 3 months after I got started or a month after I got started, because I could have, but it's just being consistent in any amount of time. It doesn't have to be 3 years before you start coaching like a dum-dum like me. Don't wait that long. So show up for yourself, be confident in who you are, what you have to offer, and what we have to offer as a company, as Beachbody, because like Caroline said, people need this right now. It's okay to know that. It's not taking advantage of people. We're not like, hey, you're not going to stay in shade during quarantine unless you do this. We're just offering what we have and being confident in that. And also, like, another thing, and this is what I was telling my girls, my coaches the other day, is be confident in our team. Like, y'all, I cannot stress that enough. Be confident in who we are as a team because we are so different. We have something so completely different. I did not coach for 3 years because I didn't know a team like this existed for 3 years. If I would have found Caroline 2 years before this, I would have probably started coaching then. But we are so incredibly different, and we have something really, really special to offer that no other team has, or not very many other teams have. So really, really be confident in that, because that shows. It shows, and it makes people want to jump in because they're like, okay, wow, they really have a mission. It's not just to take my money. Like, this is truly a mission of ours. But people don't know that unless you tell them. So that's the first thing. Be consistent in inviting. You'll hear that. I mean, you hear that all the time from us. Be consistent inviting. Like I said, people who are watching your stories are obviously not annoyed by you, or they wouldn't watch it. Inviting polls. Y'all, I cannot tell you how many people I get from polls because they may not want to message you, but they will click on a yes or no. Tons of polls, the little questions with, drop your email or whatever. Do those things all the time. Try to do one like every single day, some kind of poll, if you have the swipe up, some kind of swipe up, something to invite people to, because like I said, they're probably not going to just come out and message you. If you're waiting for people just to like message you out of the blue, if you're not asking questions on your stories and be like, hey, I want to join you, it's not going to happen. You have to invite people, and then you can start that conversation. Like if they're like, oh yeah, I want more information, then you message them and say, hey, I'm so glad you voted on my poll. What's your email? And I'll send you some more info later today, whatever. But just, you have to be consistent in that, and you can't think, oh, well, nobody voted on my poll today, so it must mean that nobody wants to jump in, because they may have not seen it, or they may have seen it and just was scrolling by and then forgot about it, or maybe they didn't really think about it, and then when they see it again tomorrow, then they will vote. You can't just assume, well, I did it once and nobody answered. You have to be consistent with it and give people multiple chances to say yes. And with that being said, you also have to do a lot of follow-ups. Y'all, follow-ups are my jam. Like, I get so many customers from follow-ups and it'll be like 3 or 4 months later. But if I go all the way back on my Instagram and I'm like, oh yeah, this girl told me because and I'll forget, like, oh, she needed to graduate. She was about to graduate college and about to move, and it just wasn't a right time because she was literally in the middle of moving. And then I'll message her and be like, hey, how did your graduation go? Like, how's the big girl world going for you? I just wanted to let you know that like a new challenge group is coming up. If you want to jump in now, if this is a better time. And maybe it is, maybe it's not, but a lot of times it is. And maybe it just wasn't the right time for them at the time, or they forgot about it. Y'all, people forget all the time. They're not always just trying to ghost you. Sometimes legit people forget, and I am one of those people. Like, I will open a message and then forget about it for 2 days. Text messages on Instagram. I'm the worst about that. So like, no, give people grace. Realize that other people also forget. They're not all just trying to be mean to you and ghost you. Follow up with them. Unless they're like, no, leave me alone. Just follow up and say, hey, if you really don't want to join this, just let me know and I will never message you again. And most of the time they're going to be like, no, I'm so sorry. I just totally forgot, blah, 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 blah. So always, always, always follow up. Honestly, I'm trying to figure out better ways to like get a good system down of who to follow up. But right now I just literally go on my Instagram and scroll from 3 months ago and start clicking through my messages, and it works. So until I figure out like a really better way for that long ago, that's what I'm going to keep doing. Okay. And here's another thing. Like I said, I'm the biggest procrastinator ever. I'm a professional procrastinator. I work really well under pressure. That's why my house is still not packed up and we move in a week and a half. But with that being said, y'all, do not be afraid to work until 11:59. Okay. There was one month last year, I will never forget. I signed up my last person at like 11 p.m. on the last day of the month, the Hit Success Club. That close, y'all. That stinking close. But if I would have just given up 2 days before that, I was like, oh, well, there's only a day left. There's no way I'm going to hit Success Club. I wouldn't have hit it, and I wouldn't have hit All-Stars, and I wouldn't be halfway to Legacy now, all because of that 1 month. So don't be afraid to do flash sales. Don't be afraid to do free groups during the month to give people a taste of what we have so that maybe they'll sign up later. Like, don't be afraid to do those things. It doesn't make you look desperate. It just makes you look helpful. And flash sales, y'all, I did so many flash sales. I still do flash sales. And here's the thing with those is don't be greedy and be like, well, I don't want to give away $10. Okay, here's what you're doing when you do a flash sale. You do a $10 off flash sale, $15, whatever. You're still making $35 to $50 off that challenge pack, anywhere between. And then you're getting new people, which goes back to what I was saying. You get new people. You get fresh blood into your challenge groups. It makes it look more fun to advertise and market. You build a reputation of being a better coach because you have all these people. You're getting them results. And then it's just a compound effect. And then it folds over and over and over and over because people see that you're coaching other people. So it's okay it's any business that opens up. Think about if like a bakery opened up down the street, they're probably going to like give away free samples for the first month or, whatever, because you don't know what they have to offer until some people get it for free or for cheaper or whatever. Or new companies that start up, they're like, I mean, even like Hulu or something like that. It's like a whole month for free so that you can see what we have to offer. So don't be afraid to offer those free groups and those flash sales to do what you got to do, because I promise you it's worth it. And plus you get free stuff if you hit Success Club, and everybody loves free stuff. Okay. I love all my free stuff, even if it's a puzzle or that Monopoly game that nobody plays, but I still love it, and it's in my den, and I'm super proud of it because I earned it. So don't be afraid to work till the very last minute, y'all. Like, seriously, sign up those people at 11 p.m. Do it. Like, send those last messages tonight. You still have 24 hours. That's a lot of time, and you're quarantined. What else are you going to do for the next 24 hours? Send out those messages, talk to those people, and if they don't sign up tomorrow, maybe they sign up next month, and then you start off really strong next month. It can't hurt. It can't hurt those conversations. So yeah, work until 11:59. And then somebody told me this a while. Actually, I think it was my sister talking about her MLM actually, but when you're sending out messages, something to think about is you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. Like, I think we all get so freaked out about what to say to people, but if you're showing your heart and you're being honest about what you have to offer and what we have to offer and how you want to help that person, you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person at the right time. And if it's the wrong person at the wrong time, you can't say the best thing to them. There's nothing you can say to them that's going to change their mind if it's not the right time. But there's also nothing you can say like that's going to completely turn them off if it's the right time. So the more you practice and the more you send out messages, the better you get at it, the more comfortable you feel. Like, you would have not caught me a year ago sending out a voice message that somebody I didn't know on Instagram. Nope, would have not happened. Now I do it all the time, and I just don't even think about it. Hopping on calls, doing something like this, I'm still a little nervous, but it's fine. Doing stuff like this, the more you practice it, the more you get better at it. It's just being consistent like that and showing up that's going to get people to want to join you, and it's going to help you hit Success Club every single month, because like I said, it's just that compound effect. New blood, new people, gives you that reputation and helps you with the next month. And then the last thing I want to say is, like, and Caroline was talking about this earlier, and honestly, I used to be bad about this too, but like, don't turn away people who just want to sign up for Beachbody On Demand, because they can, as far as Success Club goes, I can't tell you how many people I've had who just signed up for a 3-month Beachbody On Demand or a 9-month or whatever, and then they got a completion pack 2 months later. And then that's 2 Success Club points. Like, you can't just stay focused on this month. And I think a lot of us do that. We get so pushy with the challenge packs because we know that that's the best deal, and it is the best deal. But if somebody literally, this is all that they can do, especially right now, sign them up for a 3 months, sign them up for, just a year on Beachbody On Demand. And it may really come to fold. Maybe there's a new program that comes out in a couple months, or maybe they decide to, try out Shakeology once they've seen everybody else talking about it in your group, or whatever it is. Those people can turn into Success Club points later on down the road. And if they don't, that's okay too, because we're just helping people, and that's what we're here for. But don't just like X them out and think, oh, well, they just signed out for Beachbody On Demand, so I'm like not going to check in with them, or I'm not really going to help them because they only gave me $20 instead of $50. That's insane to think that way. So just remember, there's value in every person, as far as like, they are a person and they're valuable. And also, you don't know what that can turn into later. That could turn into an amazing coach later. You just never know. So yeah, I think that was my last thing. Sorry for all of my rants there. I had my points all ready to go, and then I talked through them pretty fast. But yeah, the main things are just staying consistent, y'all, showing up for yourself, and don't be afraid to like show what we have to offer, because that is the biggest thing, is just being confident. Don't feel like you have to be perfect at it. Just be consistent, and every single month work up until 11:59. I'm telling you, like, don't feel like you can't, oh, well, I just can't hit it. It's the last day and I still have 2 people to go. You don't know who is this close to signing up. This close. They've been watching your stories. They've been thinking about it. They are so close, and all they need is that like one more follow-up, that one last message, that one little just nudge to get them to sign up. So you just never know. That's a lot of chats, y'all. I haven't read any of them. Okay, does anybody have any questions for me? I'm sorry. I feel like I sped through that.
No, it was amazing, Annabelle. I was trying to see if there was any questions. If you have questions and you want to drop them here, someone asked about 10 rounds. I was trying to look up the answer to their question. But basically, if someone buys a challenge pack this month, they will get 50% off of the 10 rounds unlock. They'll get like a promo code. But the 10 rounds challenge packs are not available yet for customers until April 6th. So if you have someone who wants to purchase a challenge pack, really right now would be like the best way to focus on Success Club would be, signing up a coach who can go ahead and purchase 10 rounds. Maybe they're a discount coach, like they just want to do it for the discount. But I've signed up a few girls who are not interested in doing 10 rounds. And so they went with the Bar Blend challenge packs. But if you have someone who specifically wants to do 10 rounds, then you would have to wait to send that to them April 6th. Sorry, just wanted to answer that really quick. But any questions? Anybody want to take themselves off mute? I know some of my newer coaches, we were texting earlier and they had a few questions. Even anything about inviting or any way that Anna Bay does things, like this would be a great chance to ask some questions.
I don't really have a question. I kind of just want to add on to what Anna Bay said. I started out with just BOD, and I was with a completely different coach, and she totally ignored me because I wasn't doing Shakeology. And I was in college, like I just had a baby. It was like just that $40, even though I knew wasn't the best option, was all I could do. I even went and gave plasma for that $40. And she told me I wasn't investing in my health, and it was a bad experience. And then a year later, I met Caroline on Instagram. And so and now I'm a coach, and I do Shakeology, and I do all those other products too. So I just want to encourage you, don't give up on the people that are just starting on BOD. You don't know where they're at. That was me. And for all the other, you're going to meet more people like me. So I just wanted to say that.
I love that, Avery. And I had a conversation with a girl just a few minutes ago, actually, who we were messaging back and forth. And she was like, I know it'd probably be better for me to do like a challenge pack or a year of Beachbody on demand. But she was like, it's kind of uncertain times in her husband's job. They're not really sure what's going to happen. And so she's doing the $15 a month. But she was like, when we get past all this, I'll probably come back to you and I might get a challenge pack. And even if I didn't even need her to say that. But that's like, I think that is a perfect example of like, we don't know what other people are walking through. And like, our job is to help them get results. And at the end of the day, even if they don't end up like you, Avery, and they don't come back around and get Shakeology or become a coach, like your best marketing tool is the people that you're helping. And so if you can just like, even if you're not able to hop on a one-on-one call with them all the time, like you don't need to do those things necessarily, like, but if you can just help them and serve them and plug them into your Grace Camp and like give them tools and help them and make yourself available to them from time to time, like do those things, like they're going to be a great mouthpiece for you because they believe in you and like you helped them get results, And so, and those are people that you can share their story, and that's your best marketing tool is the people you've actually helped, I love that.
Especially right now, because we don't know, like, people probably aren't going to come out and just be like, hey, I just got laid off. Mm-hmm. But, like, so many people are getting laid off right now. Like, my husband's uncle is a medical salesman, and he had to lay off 80% of his team today. 80%. And, like, people may not just come out and tell you, hey, because that may be really embarrassing for them. Hey, I can't afford this because I just got laid off, and I don't know if or when I'm going to have a job again anytime soon. Because it's not like anybody's hiring right now. So just be really, especially in times like this, like we have to be so sensitive to that because you just never know.
Mm-hmm. So when you're inviting people, do you lay out both options, both the BOD and the challenge pack?
Yeah, so usually, I have a virtual gym like PDF that I send people when people are asking about like the Grace Camp specifically, and it has mainly just the challenge group information or the challenge pack information in there. But I also, I usually present the challenge pack first, and then when people say like, I just don't think I can do that right now, then I lay out the other options, because then we know that that's the best bundle, and it really does jumpstart them off for a really good start. But if they can't do that, then I don't just stop there. I'm always going to lay out the bot options too.
Yeah, and I'll add to that too, Hannah. I think sometimes like a lot of people are just going to go with the cheaper option sometimes, and they're not thinking, like, it still doesn't make sense to me why some people do, like, I'm talking about when times are good. Right now, obviously times aren't good, so it makes sense. But for people who do have the money, it would make a lot more sense for them to do a challenge pack. $15 a month, you're looking at $180 that you spend if you stay on Beachbody On Demand for a year. With the challenge pack, they're getting Beachbody On Demand for a year, Shakeology, like the value is out the roof compared. And plus, you know that if you're giving them the challenge pack, then they're getting one meal a day that's healthy and a meal plan and other tools that are going to help them. So obviously, so for me, I always lead with the challenge pack, but I do have people from time to time who message me and they're just like, hey, I want to purchase Beachbody On Demand. I just want the monthly. Or maybe they come back or maybe they just don't reply. Like, that's another thing. That's why follow-up is so important, like Anna Bay was saying, because a lot of times if people can't afford the 160, they'll just kind of ghost you because they kind of are just like, I don't want to tell her that I can't afford it. That's embarrassing. So that's why following up is so important. Just sending them a message and saying, hey girl, just wanted to make sure you got my last message. Did you have any questions? Is there anything I can do for you? And then typically that feedback will come out, you know?
Yeah, that's really helpful. Thank you.
This is something random, but I just thought about because I was thinking of all the conversations I've had in follow-ups and stuff. Like I said, this is super random, but it's also really important. I don't know if any of y'all have had these conversations to explain to people in depth that this is a one-time fee. It's not a monthly thing. I had so many people that I had to follow up with, and then they finally come out and say, I can't afford $160 a month. And I'm like, whoa. Like, that is not the case at all. Like, this is a one-time thing, and then you can decide if you want to continue with the supplements or not. But I was just like randomly thinking of all the follow-ups I've been having. And so I've realized how important it is to explain to people that this is a one-time thing, because some people just glance over at C160, and because 90% of fitness options out there are monthly, like, you don't pay for your bar studio for a year at a time. So people just assume that the number that they are seeing is a monthly figure. So it's really important to explain to them that, like, this is all that you're, like, this is 160 for a whole year of Beachbody On Demand plus a month of your supplements, rather than them letting them think that it's a monthly thing. Because I wouldn't be paying $160 a month.
Yeah, that's a great point. Any other questions? How's everybody feeling? Just want to get the pulse of everybody. Like, anybody that I don't know. Anybody want to share anything? Okay, I think there's a question. I have two girls that know what I'm doing. However, they bought the T25 DVDs. They check in with me on daily, and I continuously celebrate them and check in with them. They said they want to join after they complete the program. So how do I get them to stay? Okay, so did they just like buy the DVDs off Amazon or something, I'm guessing? I would just say like, yes, okay, Amazon. Yeah, I would just say like follow up with them, maybe check in with them like every week or every, just once a week, ask them how things are going. We have the weekly meal plans that Erin uploads for us from Mompreneur that we purchase for the team. Every week, a new meal plan, or not, is it every week? Or every month, every month, a new meal plan is uploaded for the entire month. So you could, send them to them, like think of tools that you can give them and just resources to help them be successful. And then I would just say, if you know that that's like a 6-week program, go ahead and put the calendar or put the date in your phone of like, hey, this is when their last week of it is going to be. And then just make a plan to reach out to them that week and be like, hey girl, I know this is your last week. First of all, I want to celebrate you. I'm so excited, but also wanted to let you know about my upcoming Grace Camp. I'd love to get you plugged in. Like, what program are you thinking about doing next? Or just kind of brainstorm with them about what that could look like. Because I don't know if you all listened to the National Wake Up Call this morning, but it was really good. And Amy Silverman talked about the value of the challenge pack, actually. But she talked about how much money her customers are saving by doing Beachbody On Demand as opposed to the DVDs. Because when you have to purchase the DVDs, it gets really expensive really fast. Because every time you want to do a new program, you're dropping like $60. So maybe less than that now, because I'm sure DVDs have gone down a lot, but at the time. So maybe just brainstorm with them about what their next program might be. And that would be a good way to get them plugged into a challenge group.
Yeah, I can attest to that because I started off with 21 Day Fix, and then, like I said, Keith bought the bootlegged 21 Day Fix Extreme because just straight from Beachbody, Beachbody was so expensive, and then I finally bought Country Heat, and then Beachbody On Demand.
Country Heat, yes.
So expensive for some dang DVDs, man.
No.
And then you couldn't do samples. There were no such thing as samples. You could just try it out first. You just had to watch the promo video and go, okay, well, I hope I like this.
Yeah,
I'm
seriously.
doing it.
It's true. Anybody else?
Does everybody have toilet paper? I feel like that should be a question that should be asked.
Yes, plenty. Still blows my mind. I'm like, everyone knows that you can use like a towel and wash it in the washing machine, right? Like if worse came to worse, that's
you
what you could.
absolutely had to.
Keely, yes, we have plenty. I love it.
I went to Kroger today. There was still no hand sanitizer, so people are still.
If you get to Sam's Club when they open.
We don't have a Sam's Club or a Costco, so.
Oh, lame.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said they're almost out. Yeah, all of our stores have purchase limits.
Yeah, ours does too, but there was still not any left. I tried.
If you go early in the morning, I feel like it's.
I have one little tiny thing of hand sanitizer, and that's it. So that's what we're surviving on when we go to stores.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, Shelby, it's in Macon. I'm not driving 30 minutes to Sam's Club. It's not happening.
I love it. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do you guys mind if I pray really quick? Unless sorry, I'm looking at the chat box. Unless anybody has another question or anything like that. All right. Perfect. All right. I'm going to pray and then we'll let you guys go. Heavenly Father God, thank you so much for tonight. Thank you for these incredible women and just their heart to serve you, God. It just gets me so excited, Lord, and just to hear how you have worked in their lives through this community is something only you could do, God. And I just thank you that we get to be a part of it and we get to have a front row seat to all that you're doing, God. Lord, I just want to thank you tonight, Lord, for Anna Bay and her willingness to speak and share her story, God. It's been so cool just to have a front row view of all that you've done in her life over the past 15 months and how you've used her, God. I feel like I've known her forever. And Lord, it's just so cool to see how you're working in her family. God, we just pray blessings over her and her family as they prepare to move to Colorado, as they try to find a home, Lord. We just pray that you would guide their steps and that you would just provide in ways that they never could have dreamed, Lord. I just pray for immense blessings over them in this move, in the transition, God. I pray that you bring incredible community into her life in Colorado, God, and that she would just expand her influence and that you would just use her in amazing ways, God. Lord, I just pray over the women on this team. I pray for their families. I just want to lift up anyone here who might be hurting tonight because they just found out that their job is laid off or maybe they're unsure of what's happening and everything feels a little scary, God, and just unknown. And Lord, I just pray over their anxious hearts and spirits, Lord, that they would just rest in your hands. And Lord, that you would be the great provider, that you would provide, Lord, in ways that they didn't even know that you could, Lord. And I just pray that you would work, God. I just want to pray also too for our country tonight, Lord, and just this virus that has shaken us in ways that we never knew we could be shaken. But God, we know that you are stripping us because you have something to teach us. And so God, I pray that through this we would grow and not just be thinking, oh, I can't wait to get through this, God, but we'd really think like, how can I get through this and grow through this and be better on the other side? God, we've got 5 weeks of being at home, Lord. And so who are the people we can reach out to? Who are the people we can check in with? What are the things that we can be learning? How can we like press in our own health and fitness journey and be a product of the product, Lord? I just pray that you would give us discipline, motivation, not to just sit on the couch and watch Netflix all the time, but Lord, to really press in, Lord, because that's what you call us to as believers. You call us to excellence. And so I just pray that even in these mundane moments of life, God, that we would pursue excellence in all that we do, Lord. God, would we not just be women who talk about it, but do it, Lord? And so I just pray that you would use us for your glory and the good of others. And it's in your precious and holy name we pray. Amen. Sorry, guys. I kind of like almost forgot you were there. I just started talking to God. It's like, woo. But I love y'all. And thank you guys so much for being on tonight. Are you going to take a picture of us, Courtney? Yes. I see you choosing over there. Okay. Well, we'll smile for you.
Yes, I was sneaky cheesing. Okay.
I love it.
1, 2, 3. I'll send it to all the diamonds, and I'm assuming every person here is connected to a diamond.
Yeah, they
Okay.
have to be.
Sure. Okay.
I love it. Y'all are awesome. Thanks so much for all you do. Keep helping people. Love y'all.